But quickly, let me share with us all what Mautic Meetup Lagos is all about, so that if you are listening or joining us for the first time, you be able to know what really this is all about. Okay, so welcome everybody. So since the pandemic started and since last year, we've started Mautic Meetup Lagos, and it's really been a wonderful ride. It's been fully online, although we planned the first meetup was planned to be a physical event, but then COVID started, and then we have to switch to an online meetup. But so far, we can say it's really been a wonderful ride. I was going through the YouTube channel, and I was surprised when I see one of the video crossed over 1,000 views. I was like, wow. So it means even if people were not participating in this meetup live, a lot of people are finding the topic interesting, and they are going back to the YouTube and recommending the videos for people to watch. The list is 200. I was seeing 500 views on past meetups, and I was like, oh, thanks to everybody who has been watching those videos, and I'm sure we are all learning. Please feel free to suggest to us what topics you would like to cover, so we can always be able to come up with meetups that can be able to assist you to know more about those topics. Okay, so please make sure you're turning off your microphone. Well, if you need to speak or ask questions, we can ask you to join the stage. And also, in case you want to ask questions, we have the question and answer feature you can use, or you can use the chat box. And also, this recording will be available for everyone to watch on our YouTube channel. Just search for Mautic Meetup Lagos YouTube channel. You'll be able to watch the recordings there. Okay, please, after this meetup, we have the opportunity to network. Please join the lounge where you can be able to interact with the speakers and other attendees that attended this meetup. Okay, you might be wondering, what is Mautic all about? So Mautic is a world first open source marketing automation platform. That means that you can be able to host this yourself. It means you don't need to pay for subscription fee. You don't need to get somebody to bill you every month. It's possible if you want to go with the software as a solution service through Acquia. That is the campaign studio, but you can only self-host this. It's open source and can also contribute back. So it enables you to effectively personalize the digital experience for your customers and then throughout their journey. So you could be wondering, where could I be using Mautic? So Mautic helps to solve your digital marketing problem. So some people think Mautic is all about email marketing. But no, Mautic is much more than that. You can use Mautic for email marketing. You can use it for SMS. You can use it to create web form. You can use Mautic to create landing pages. You can use it to segment your audience. You can create dynamic content. You can also use it to do A/B testing. You can use it to track people, and you can use it to manage your contacts. And every day the list is growing. So Mautic is not just about email marketing. Mautic is much more than that. Being an open source project, we encourage people to please contribute back to the community and also help it to grow so that it can be more useful for everyone out there who might come across Mautic. So please feel free to go to mautic.org/community/get-involved, or go to contribute.mautic.org, where you can learn more about how you can contribute to Mautic. So there are different teams you could join on Mautic. So we have community team that host events. We have the education team that is led by Favour Kelvin, who she's also on this call today. We have the legal and finance team. We have the marketing team, which I lead, and we have the product team, where you can join any of these. So you don't need to be a technical person. You don't need to be a coder. You don't need to be someone that have knowledge of programming to be able to contribute. As long as you fit in any of these 5 teams, please feel free to join any of them on Slack, and you can always contribute and give back to the Mautic community and the Mautic project. Okay, so we look forward to you joining us at the Mautic Meetup Lagos. So you can join us on Slack, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have an unofficial WhatsApp group, and in case you're interested, please let us know. We would like to add you to that WhatsApp group. Okay, so we also, if in case you have questions you want to ask, maybe after today's meetup, please feel free to use the support and communication channels, which we have at the forum and the Slack. But mostly, in case you have any questions or you need support, please feel free to use forum. The Slack is for communication purposes. So in case you need somebody to help you, you need help with a particular issue, or you need something that you want more clarification, please use the forum. So why we advise that you use the forum is because the forum is searchable, and also the forum is the best place where you can is also the best place where search engines can also pick up whatever has been discussed there, so you don't have people keep repeating or asking the same question every time, when they could have searched the forum and they could have gotten the answer without having to post or request for such information again. Okay, in case you need to learn more about Mautic or you want to contribute technically, please feel free to use the knowledge base and on the developer document where you can learn more about Mautic. Then we also have the unofficial Mauticast. That is a podcast about Mautic, a Mautic update. Please feel free to also listen to the Trinster Mauticast, where they talk about new things happening in Mautic. All right, so we have the Mautic community channels where you can also follow to get updates about what's happening in the community. So you can go on Facebook, on Twitter and LinkedIn, and recently, just this week, we added Instagram. So you can go to Mautic community on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can always be part of the community there. All right, so in case you are looking for who are the people behind this, so we have myself and Favour, who has been behind this. So Favour is the Mautic community, Mautic education lead, who also doubles as co-organizer for the Mautic Meetup Lagos, and same is myself, who also is speaking to you right now. So I don't think I need much introduction to start doing about myself. So everybody already knows that I'm the one speaking here. But I lead the Mautic marketing team, and I'm also part of the Lagos team, leading the team here in Lagos. Okay, so we hold this every month. Hopefully, we are hoping to have another one next month. So we always have it every last Saturday of the month. So please bear with us. Time might change depending on when the speaker will be available, but please mark your calendar for November 27. We'll be having another wonderful topic where you can be able to learn more about Mautic. Okay, great. So let's go straight into what the agenda for today is going to be. We've done the welcoming and housekeeping. We've talked about what Mautic is all about. So the next thing we'll be doing is to talk about is the presentation from the speaker to share with us his experience. And before then, we also, after that, we have an update we'll be sharing with you about the Mautic community. And then also we have the question and answer, and which way you can be able to ask the speaker question. We have a closing, and then please rejoin the lounge for the networking. Okay, all right, straight to today's meetup. So we have Favour Dalemo is our speaker for this month. Favour is was a complete novice getting to discover Mautic, and then he reached out to the community. He was able to get answers and was able to deploy Mautic with his team at Treford, where he is the program manager, where they're able to use Mautic for their marketing needs. So Mautic, so Favour will be sharing with us today what we the topic on is experience using Mautic. So please bear with me when I keep saying Favour. So we have two Favours on this call. We have Favour Kelvin, which is the co-lead. She's the co-lead for Mautic Meetup Lagos, and we have the speaker Favour Dalemo, who is going to be talking to us about Mautic. So Favour, welcome.
Yeah, my user experience discovering, installing, and using Mautic. So I'll try as much as possible to spend. I don't want to spend so much time. I just want to do this quick, concise, and straightforward. So I do not get to speak or present things a lot. This is like first time this year I'm presenting things to people. Like, so pardon my little weirdness on the stage. Okay, so yes, I put this here because I find this very interesting. I think we've seen it as well. It's one of those things that really make me fall in love with Mautic. You know, just seeing this encapsulated slide like this. Mine is not so clear because it's a little bit dull. But then this is many of the solutions that Mautic can do, and Out of all of this, 12, no, is it 12 now? Yeah, 12. I think I've only been able to, I've explored quite a number, but what I have used, like actively used, is just about three of them. And the three things I've used falls around audience segmentation, automated campaigns, and email marketing. So my experience is limited. Like he said, like Oluwatobi said earlier, I'm a novice and just going to learn more. I'm looking forward to using so many features. I've explored some of them, but not actively used them, like deploy them with the team. But I've just touched on a few of them, just the audience segmentation, which I use regularly. Audience segmentation, automated campaigns, and email marketing, which I use regularly. Yeah, so my experience will be drawing from all of those three things, basically, and I'll be sharing from those places. Okay, so yeah, I think next slide. So my discovery, a part of my slides, they are very minimal, like too minimal. But yeah, just I'm just going to talk off the slides. So my discovery, how did I get to know about Mautic? I got to know about Mautic when work was getting so much. As a startup in the startup space, you grow from one person to two persons, three persons. Then you have the geometric progression where you have more people, 7, 10, 20, 50, and the geometric progression goes like that. So at the early stages we are still in the early stages at Treford. So it's impossible to not talk about Treford. So let me just quickly do a quick intro. Okay. Reframing. Where we head to that, we're training, So I'm the programs manager there. Yeah, my role was intersect. Or moderate a few sessions rather, and help in making sure that the training of each of the facilitators that come on board goes smoothly. So in preparing for that, I also need to prepare and onboard the participants, and make sure so many things happen and go straight. So I needed to just a lot of things like that. I needed to just automate a few of the steps, so I had more time for some other things. I needed to automate a lot of these things. So and I the emailing platform we're using then was not just sufficient, and I needed to do it at the lowest cost possible because at the very early stages you need to just make things move fast and without going through a lot of issues and steps. So I needed to do that, and a few solutions came to mind. We're doing research, me and the tech guys, because there's a tech team, like not like it's not like a full fledged team, but they're the tech guys, and yeah, so and I kept on doing research. Is like, how can we do this thing? I need this thing off. I need this thing off. It was a very dire need to automate a few things so I can just get them off my mind instead of like repetitively doing those things. So and I kept on searching, and I found Mautic. I found Mautic the first day. I found Mautic the first day, and I was like, okay, this is a really nice solution, and I just shared it with one of my colleagues at work, and it was like, oh nice. Didn't take into it, and then we went for another boot camp, and I'm like, man, this stress is too much. I can't do more of it again. I'm like, okay, let's look into it. And they looked into it, they saw it was really nice, and everybody saw, whoa, this is open source tool, comes at literally almost no cost, and everything. And we decided to integrate it into our marketing stack and ecosystem, as you may put it. So, and the rest they say is history. So that's where it came from. That was how I discovered it. It came from the need to automate a few things, which is you wonder why out of all the three things I'm doing, two of them says automate. Yeah, so it came from there. That was where it came from. That was my discovery of Mautic. Now, so from my discovery, I'll go to the installation process. Now, this installation process, I wouldn't say I'm so savvy here because I'm not really, as much as I work with a lot of tech guys, I'm not full-fledged tech. So, but you just allow me to mention a few things on the core things or the most or the most important things that the team. So I was not the one that installed it. There was, like I said, my colleague who is in tech part did the installation and all of that stuff. So but I just followed through on the process, and it just showed me, okay, these were things. These are like just showed me the main things they did. I didn't go too deep into the tech things and all of that stuff. You get so. So the installation part is pretty simple, and I'm just going to narrate it in the way it happened to us. Now, just like what I said, it varies depending on your tech architecture. Now, this is how we use it. So that you can download it for direct create the subdomain. So depending on what you choose, I think is either the cPanel automatically creates the database for you. I don't know, depending on the architecture, anyways, or you create a database, then you sync the database up. But for us, we created a database, then we sync the database up with Mautic. Now the DB, the database is on AWS for us, and we connected and synced it by pointing. There's this language you use the point, you know, the point it and connect it to the cPanel. So that was how it worked on our end. And from there, you launch Mautic, then you create a user, and from there you're good to go. The admin creates user, and from there you're good to go. Yeah, so basically it feels like a whole lot, but yeah, that was like high level information of what my colleagues did in the process of installation. I don't know so many tech, but I would have loved to take you into so many of the tech parts, but I don't know so much about it. And but yeah, that was like high level of what happened. And if you have any questions, drop them, and I will be sure to answer to the best of my knowledge or convey it to someone and probably get feedback to you at some other point in time. So now that was the installation for sure. So using, I think like I mentioned it,
Hi,
create
Favour.
and
Hi,
create
Favour.
it as a team, like we've already, edit is limited.
Hi,
So
Favour.
from there to create create your own experience, beautiful experience with Mautic as well.
Hi, Favour.
So for me, the first experience came with the first experience happened with logging in the Mautic. So after creating Mautic on that particular day, I can remember. I don't remember what date specifically, but yeah, I remember that day when the guys like, "Oh, Favour, we've installed Mautic and let's use it." I was really excited to delve in and get everybody on board because yeah, I pitched the idea to them and stuff like that, and they saw reason with it. I like, okay, let's delve into this thing, and we delved into it. And for the first few minutes, I could not log in into Mautic. It was a really painstaking procedure. Like I could not log in, and this is where I want to bring out something important. I think at the very first stage of installation, when you're creating the subdomain, you also have to create a secure connection. That's using HTTP. Now, continuing on using Mautic, so yeah, that was the first step. Like logging in felt like a bit of struggle, but then figured it out. Then, yeah, one of the very first things I wanted to do was like create like an automated campaign because I really needed that. I needed like a drip campaign. I needed to automate things that so like for example, in our use case, we are a learning platform. So yes, people request for a brochure for a particular course, and you want that to be automated. You don't want to have to send it to them manually. They register for a course, you want them to get the confirmation automated. You don't want to have to send that manually always. So I really wanted to create something like that immediately, and then I realized something was missing. Like we didn't set up cron jobs. So which brings me to the cron jobs, which is one of the very favorite things to talk about when it comes to Mautic. There are a lot of things. I think it's one of my favorite things to talk about because I later figured it out. So I told the team I told my colleagues, guys, we need to create cron jobs and all this stuff. And there are a list of cron jobs you need to create on the Mautic platform. Even the blog where it just tells you the things. Yeah. So the interesting part about so the cron jobs, yeah, I was talking about cron jobs. Yeah, there were about four or five cron jobs we set in our team. We didn't set there's so many cron jobs you can actually set, but we did about 4 5. And the first we did the one for send. I remember I was specifying the different numbers at which the cron job for sending emails to execute. Then also that or also that of updating the segments. Yeah, I can remember those two vividly, and I did another three. but I can't remember them right now. So, but yeah, those were the ones I we did set as a team. We set about 5 of them as a team, and from there we've been having a good flow so far. Yeah, and so then this now leads me to, so after finding out that I needed to, because I even just wanted to test among my team, after, so we did the testing and, setting up all of those things with the testing and all of those things with the team, the cron jobs worked on. So then we needed to migrate contacts. I exported contacts from, we've collected contacts from, so from migrating your data, from migrating the data, you know, I think it started with the login process, and from logging in, it started with me trying to quickly try some automation and finding out that I needed to set cron jobs. Well, I was kind of jumping the gun, so we set cron jobs, and from cron jobs, we tested within the team, with ourselves, then now started migrating data, from that we've legit or properly collected from our audience. So migrated it onto Mautic. Yeah, and I've had my fair share of mistakes as well with Mautic. Then, but that's not for. I don't think that's for the year. But it's important to just, I think, if there's any advice, I would say whatever you want to scale, or whatever you want to do with your general audience, is important to test it with um where you like hurry. Yeah, after migrating the data, for example, brochure requests from the website. Once anybody requested for a brochure, automatically there was an email that went to the brochure that was sent to them. People requested for registration, automatically it responded, which could have been easily achieved with so many of this platform. But seeing the process and working through the process, and at almost no cost, was a very interesting experience for me, because then again, I'm not a marketing person, but it was just a great experience for me, really. Um, and I think one of the greatest experience I had was the fact that, because we are growing as a team and we have multiple hands trying to do so many other things, I was able to, things that some team members needed to run by me, where, because before, but it was not necessarily, they didn't necessarily need to run it by me, but it was things like they could just do it on their own. I was able to create users, like multiple users on Mautic, and just tell them, okay, you have access to this, you have access to this, is your audience, and you could just do these things yourself. So, like, everybody can just work and, do their own thing from their own side. Yeah. So yeah, if you see on my slide right now, um, to the left is the Mautic dashboard and the indents where you can, from your calendar contact. The most places I've enjoyed the most going to is the segments, because I segment audience based on cohorts, like I said earlier, which has been very great and very helpful in tracking people, and understanding customer based on cohorts, and so just basically understanding the customer based on the cohort. And the components parts where you get to impute the assets, for example, like a PDF. I've used that and I've really enjoyed it as well. The channels, that's the emails, marketing messages, and all that. I think I've already used the emails, like I said. It's been a great one doing a lot of emails. I kind of started using, I explored the email builder on Mautic 3, which was a very difficult one, but I found a few hacks around it, and it has been a very beautiful one, very beautiful one. I think one of the things I look forward to the most is using Mautic 4, which by now I believe everyone in the world has already moved to, but it's just taking us a little bit more while. Yeah, but yeah, I look forward to using that because and I've seen. of the beautiful email builder. Then the campaigns, to create the automation. I think that's where the magic happens. That's really where the magic happens. And it's just been fun and interesting to explore that. But it's important to always have a test campaign. That I can overemphasize. I don't know how else to. Well, I can overemphasize it. It's really important to have a test campaign because some mistakes are repairable. I've had my fair share of mistakes. So yeah. So So I think these are like a few key things I want to share. So all in all, for me, I think the benefit of using Mautic for me is it is giving me the opportunity to just automate some of the task that will have been taking so much of my time. So I can just go at the end of the day to see a breakdown of the data of the things that I will have personally been doing one by one by one by one. I just at the end of the day, instead of it taking like a chunk of maybe 1 hour split into 20 places, taking 5 minutes, I just spend maybe like 2, 3, 5 minutes in a day to just go through what has been done. So it saves me a whole lot of time and has allowed me to automate a lot of things and just like assign okay, great Mautic do this for me. And it also giving me the opportunity to like assign tasks to work with my team. So the team we have here at Treford. So you just can just easily say, okay, you're already using Mautic, you do this, you do this, you do that. I think that's a great. And we also remote team, so it's giving us that opportunity to just work like that. So I'm all in all, I think that's basically what I have to share about Mautic. I hope you did enjoy all I had to say. I don't know if you have any questions. We'll be open to answering any of your questions. Sorry about the break in transmission and all of that, but I did really hope you benefit a few things from what I had to share. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Favor. So that was really a very nice and wonderful session. Brief and straight to the point. So um, I want to say thank you again for taking out the time. I know you're a very busy person, and for taking out the time to join us this evening to be part of this. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And we are looking forward to you joining our community as mentioned earlier. All right. Bye for now.